What do you tell people, survivors, let us say in particular, who come to you and say, Rabbi, I don't see how you could believe in God or in a good God after what I have gone through?
I understand their pain. I understand it's a very serious question. But if you want my honest opinion, it has not bothered me. It's because of that opinion. I have a very good story that is told once of a great sage who said, they came to him at a funeral of a young person. They said, Tzadik v'ra'lo v'osher v'tovlo.
Right.
God take a look at this, a righteous person, middle of his youth, and God took him. And he said, enough of your foolish questions, sage said. He said, Rebbe, this is foolish? The question is the essence of Jewish life, to question. Rabbi Akiva Eiger was one of the greatest sages. And the only thing he ever did is ask hard questions. And to honor him, the Talmud put his name on the side. So the sage looked at him and he said, you know the difference between you and Rabbi Akiva Eiger? He said, Rabbi Akiva Eiger lived with the question. But young man, I see that the question lives with you. The point is, you have to be able to live with a question. And don't let the question live with you, because it can ruin your life. The fact of the matter is, in reference to God and the Holocaust, a lot of the fault of Holocaust is man, not God's.
Right.
People don't want to hear that, but it is the truth.
But if you believe in an all-powerful God who is supposed to be
who is a
good,
Coke machine, that every time I put in a dime, he's got to answer on our terms. What is
no,
God?
but the Holocaust isn't just any old time you put in a dime.
Right, but the Holocaust was not caused by God. It wasn't God who said to man that in 1919, when Hitler began speaking, that God said to man, I don't want one of you ever to attend any of his meetings. I want every one of you to put cotton in your ears and pretend that the man is not speaking at all. We all had ears and eyes and smell, and the whole world saw the progress of where Hitler was going. In 1936, God wasn't invited to the Olympics. We were. It wasn't God that basically said, I'm going to the Olympics. It was the United States of America, France, England, and the rest of the world who told us to go.
Are you saying then that God...
I'm saying that God gets a bad rap for many of the things that belong in man's corner. It doesn't answer all the theological questions. For 1,500,000 children being gassed in Auschwitz, to tell you that I have the answer to that would be foolish. It is a very serious question, but I think we don't pay too much attention to the fact that man had a starring role in all this. He made the wrong moves. He didn't make the right decisions in stopping Hitler early enough. We didn't pressure our governments in 1936 to say, don't go to the Berlin Olympics. So then later on, when it all unfolded, we didn't ever want to say that maybe we have a co-starring role in all this. So the most convenient person to pass all the garbage to is the man who lives in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So we floated it all his way.
If someone you were close to, God forbid, got cancer, and they came to you and they said, how can I pray for my own individual situation when 6 million people prayed and apparently their prayers weren't heard?
Those 6 million people, I don't have the answer as to why God did not, in his as being creator of the universe, stop those events. I don't know the true mechanism of how God, no human being has ever figured that out. But I will tell you one thing. 3 years later, against all the ground rules, there was a state of Israel. Many people want to believe that it was God who caused or was indifferent to the Holocaust. Was he also indifferent to the creation of the state of Israel?
I'm reminded of a line from Chaim Potok, from Auschwitz to Entebbe in a single generation.
Yes.
So on the one hand, there appears to be divine indifference. On the other hand, there appears to be divine providence. And we have no clue what to expect at any moment.
I think Rabbi Soloveitchik once said, God is a coincidence of opposites. Man, we don't know how to balance those opposites, so we have good questions.
Mm-hmm.
There is an enigma. Only God synthesizes perfectly. He's a coincidence of opposites, but man is not, so we have our questions. So ultimately, are we going to let the question live with us, or are we going to live with the question?